Okay. Okay. So first of all, I hope that you guys are having a good launch. As you know, some of the challenge packs released early yesterday, so hopefully some of you guys were able to lock down Success Club yesterday if that was something you were still pushing for. Some of you maybe were waiting until today so that you could lock in Success Club early on in November. Either way, I'm excited for this launch. I feel like it's been really, really good. Much bigger, in my opinion, at least on my end, than something like Country Heat. Even the 22-minute hardcore, this one has just been much more engaging. I feel like more people are excited about it. So this is a good time to talk about social media because we're really using social media a lot right now to promote this new program. You've heard me talk before that programs can be great, but they're not going to sell themselves. That's up to us to really share our own journeys and get people involved. If you are someone who is getting Core de Force, if you didn't see my live video yesterday in Beatnik, I will remind you that it's always good to get the actual DVDs, to have it on hand, to not have to print off any of the papers that come with it, and you're automatically going to have it unlocked on your on-demand as well. So you'll have that extra where maybe you can do some giveaways or whatever, or it's nice to just have it in case something is going a little bit crazy with on-demand. It's also going to help greatly with your team's volume. So if your guys' driver right now is income and growing that, then it's going to be a good idea for you to get your hands on it physically. Okay, so I did this Super Sunday presentation 2 days ago at our local event, and we really focused on a giveaway that we did within our VIPs. They all got the book Jab, 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 Right Hook by Gary Vaynerchuk. And he actually was a speaker at Summit, so if you guys were there, you know how incredible he is and just super motivating. If you haven't had a chance to see his stuff, hear his stuff, read his stuff, you need to really follow him. He's got great social media platforms, so really find him and stalk his stuff because it's really, really motivating. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Again, I have this recording and I will upload the slides as well. So this was all about how to hook them on social media. So let's go ahead and start. You guys know all about me. This was for those who didn't know who I was personally. So I'll go ahead and skip that because nobody cares. Okay, so why social media is worth perfecting. And this is where I started everything. So first of all, why, I hear people all the time, well, I'm going to sign up to coach, but I don't know if I'm going to do social media. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Instagram. The reason that social media, in my opinion, is worth perfecting is because, yes, we can go, let's talk people face to face, but you're going to have a very limited number of people that you can serve. So this gives you an infinite number of people to serve, both here in the States as well as international. So you have to be looking ahead with this business. You have to be thinking of it as, okay, we are only in the United States right now and Canada. Canada is fairly new if we're looking at like how long Beachbody's actually been around. And we will eventually be going international to other countries. And we need to be thinking ahead as far as how do we reach the maximum amount of people that we can. So you're going to have different audiences on different platforms. Your share capabilities are endless. So meaning you can really get other people who enjoy your content sharing on their pages, which brings brand new, fresh faces to your page that you may not have been connected to previously. You guys, there are so many people out there who they're giving all this content on social media, and all of a sudden one video goes viral. And it's like, you don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if you guys saw, I forget her name. She was a Beachbody coach, and I'm not even sure what her rank was, but she was doing a workout video, and then a song came on, the Ah Push It song, and she just started dancing around in her sweats to the song with her children down in the basement with her while she was working out. It was nothing crazy, and it went viral. Like, it was just unbelievable how many people saw it, and all of a sudden the traction on her page was ridiculous, and she had such an incredible following. So it only takes one really good piece of content to have your page just kind of blow up. The other thing is your location doesn't matter. You can work from anywhere. So if you're someone who, for me, when I first started this business, we had like an ancient laptop. It didn't really work. And I did most of my stuff from my couch and from my coffee table, just on my phone. And that was the coolest thing for me, was like, had I not been able to do that on the go, I probably wouldn't have continued with this business. So I'm excited that I could do that. Now, the quotes you're going to see are all from Jab, 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 Right Hook, the book. So this one is social media is like crack. It's immediately gratifying and hugely addictive. I see her tossing up that jab, jab, jab. I see Lindsay. So social media is a lot like crack these days. I don't know about you, but I've had to set hours for myself because it's easy to get carried away. So you really need to focus on knowing that there's going to be people who are constantly, sorry, I got to mute this person, who are constantly online. So think about your social media as a business 24/7. Okay, so why social media is worth perfecting. Wow, it's like I've not had any sleep last night. Let me just share with you how the audiences are different and what platforms I use. So there's a lot of different social media platforms out there. I've actually seen really successful coaches use platforms like Pinterest and Snapchat and Twitter. But I can't handle all of those platforms. So I pick the ones that I want to be an expert at, and that's where I'm learning. So Instagram has started to pick up for me finally. It took a very long time, but I'm really starting to find a lot of fresh faces over there. My personal Facebook page is that picture you see on the left, Instagram business account in the middle, and the likes page. So let me explain to you a little bit about these. So this can seem basic to some people, but obviously we're speaking to a lot of different audience here. There's a lot of brand new coaches, and there are a lot of you who are, you've been around for a while, you're Emerald, Diamond, Star Diamond, whatever. So your personal Facebook page is limited to 5,000 friends, and I've circled some highlighted spots. My friends list clearly is getting to that 5,000 max. So I have to think, when I add people, I have to think with the business in mind. So if you are a coach and you want to follow another coach for inspiration or, whatever it might be, do that by following them. Okay. So if you look at the bottom, you can see there's a followed by option, and I'm followed by another almost 5,000 people there. Now, if you don't have your follow option or your capabilities on, then those people cannot follow you. They have to friend you. So look at your account settings and see how you have everything set. So mine is set to public. I have to accept friend requests, and then I can have people follow me. The middle circle that you see is I have taken my likes page, which is also on Facebook, linked it to my personal account. You guys, if you have a likes page and it's not linked to your personal account, you're doing yourself a disservice. It needs to be linked to that, because if you're looking at a whole new audience, those people may not even know that you're on both platforms. So by linking it there, anybody that goes to your personal page is now able to go over and connect to you over on your fitness page, where you're probably talking more about nutrition and fitness and that sort of thing. Now, my likes page, okay, here's on the right side, you can make these tabs, or you can have someone do it for you, but it allows people to go straight to your website and shop, become a coach, look at Shakeology, do a free account, look at challenge packs. All these things you can link over to your likes page. So this is why I really love the likes page. However, it can be frustrating because it is a whole new Facebook algorithm, meaning the reach of people and who sees it is going to be completely different than your personal page. So as a new coach, it's best for you to exhaust the personal page market first before heading over and doing the likes page. My likes page has about 20,000 followers. So you can see where I only have about 2,000 of my actual friends over on my likes page. So that means 18,000 new people over there. So just again, there's so much more room to grow by expanding your social media. So the middle account, if you guys have Instagram and you have a likes page, then you're able to link and make your Instagram a business account. Okay, there's different people that have different things to say about this. Some people like the business account, some people don't. I love it, and I will tell you why. I took this screenshot to show you some of the insights. If you have a business account, it allows you to click on the insights, and you can look at the past 7 days, 30 days, whatever. I usually do 7 days, so this screenshot was from October 20th to the 27th. And you can look at the impressions. You can look at the reach. So impressions, I think sometimes I get impressions and reach confused, but impressions, I believe, is how many times it's viewed, and then the reach is the different people that view it. So it can be, the impression can be the same person multiple times. So you can look at all that. You can also see, I gotta mute. Sorry, I'm gonna mute. There we go. You can also see your top posts. And here was my thing. I was very much like, well, I don't want to post selfies all the time. I want to post like pretty food pictures and, pictures of my little ones and that sort of thing. And what I quickly realized when I went over to this and looked at the top posts, my husband and I were actually talking about it. The top posts were always pictures of me. So if you're looking at yours, the majority of people that follow you are going to want to see you. That's why they're following you. And so as uncomfortable as it might be, as scary as it might be to share your progress or, share those selfies if you're not used to taking them, it's going to be important for you to do it on a social media platform, because that's why people follow you. They follow you to see the person behind the screen. So it shows me my top posts, which ones do the best, so I know which ones I should do more of and which ones I should do less of. Now at the bottom, here's another cool thing. We always talk about traction and when do we post about our challenge groups and when should we post about the coaching opportunity to get the most people seeing it. So this allows you to see every single day when your followers are online. So you can see, this was a Thursday, the majority of my followers, okay, it picks up around noon, lunchtime. Then it picks up between 3 and 5, which in my opinion is like everybody's ready to get out of work, so they're searching on Facebook or social media. And then my high times are 8 and 9 p.m. Now those change every day, but this allows me to see that every single day. It also allows me to see where my followers are located, what their gender is, their age range, all that good stuff. So I can change my content to match my followers. Okay. And then it also says, this is another quote, social marketing is now a 24/7 job. So yeah, it's true. I mean, people are online all the time. Okay. So first things first, what is your brand? If you're going to have a social media page that is worth viewing, you need to know what your brand is. So think about things like your cover photo, what it looks like. Is it clear and crisp? Does it explain who I am? My profile picture, is it clear? Does it show who I am? Or are people going to see me in person and not recognize me because I look so much different in my profile picture than I do in person? You want to be true to you. Yes, we have filters and we like to do certain things with our pictures, but don't edit them so much that it doesn't look like you anymore. I use a similar color and filter for all my posts and pictures, and this is a way you can brand yourself. So for me, I like to have a similar font or filter that I always put over them so that when people go to my page, I don't know about you, but like if I go to Instagram, I instantly know what some people's posts are. Like I can see the picture and know this is so-and-so's post because they always look very similar in how they share their pictures visually. And that I'm attracted to that. When I go to the Explore page and I see someone's page that either it's all really bright or maybe it's a deeper color or whatever, it's all very similar, I like that. Be consistent in when you post. And this goes with using your words and not another coach's. We can gain inspiration all day long from coaches. They're a new coach, you come on and you are like looking for what other successful coaches are doing. Every single person is the same. I did the same thing. I followed every single successful coach because I wanted to know what they were doing and I wanted to make sure that I was doing something similar. So take it, use inspiration, but do not take their words and copy and paste it. Somebody may have sat down and spent 20 minutes thinking about how they were going to share their story or their triumphs or their tribulations or whatever. And then all of a sudden to see it posted again by someone else is very frustrating, to say it lightly. I've seen plenty of times where I did an ad and I shared about my story and I did a picture of me and my daughter. And then I saw a sponsored ad by a coach on another team with my exact words. Not one thing changed. And that makes me look unauthentic. And that makes us all as a Beachbody whole look unauthentic. So you need to be sharing your journey and your words. Tell your story, be an open book, kind of goes hand in hand there. Tell the good, the bad, the ugly. In a way where you're thinking about it. You don't want to just go off and rant on your page or vent on your page constantly. People want to go to your page and be lifted up, not pulled down. Okay, so to go with your brand, here's what I mean by like filters. So if you go to my page, you can kind of get an idea that the color is very similar, unless it's super bright like that picture of Willow in the pool. But they're normally very similar as far as what they look like visually. On the right is an example. Don't post a picture of your dog as your profile picture. Post a picture of you. People are not going to choose the dog as their coach. They're going to choose you as their coach. And then this middle picture is just an example of ways that I keep my editing apps together. So I just do a little folder on my screen on my main screen. Can't think of the word. And I use, these are just some apps that I love. I do have a few others, but when I got a new phone, I, of course, had to like re-download everything. But Live Collage is good for collages. Pick, Play, Post I use for videos. Rana, Photo Mirror, if you guys want to like mirror your images. Pick FX is what I use a lot for the color feel of my pictures. Word Swag, Facetune. Facetune can be great because it can remove a wrinkle, but it can also be awful if you like blur your whole face and your kid's face and all of a sudden you guys look like airbrushed, weird, not normal. So use that sparingly. Make it simple, make it memorable, make it inviting to look at, and make it fun to read. That is really the point of your brand. So jabs versus hooks, and jab, 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 right hook. He talks about the jabs and he talks about the hooks. And Gary tells you in this book to create content that allows you to share your experiences, the thoughts, the ideas in real time. And that's becoming an intrinsic part of life in the world that we live in. So you really should use Facebook Live, as scary as that is. It's really good for traction right now. Facebook wants you to use it, so use it. Just kind of learning to change with the times. So jabs versus hooks, I'm going to tell you what they are. Jabs aim to engage and then trigger the emotional response. So this is before you reel someone in. You're sending out these little jabs. We call them sprinkling or breadcrumbing posts about coaching or challenge groups. So it's the same as telling a story. The climax and the punchline doesn't have any power whatsoever on your followers if you don't first have an action to put before it. So you're not going to get someone to, you're not going to reel them in without first baiting. So with our business, there's no sale without first telling that story, and there's not going to be a knockout without first setting it up. So I wanted to share with you guys some examples. I'm a visual person, so I like to see what jabs and hooks look like. So these are a couple. The one on the left is about a coaching opportunity coming up. I knew that I was going to be sharing a glance into coaching group the next week. So this was like on Thursday or Friday. I was in California for an event, and I was just sharing a little bit about looking back on had I said no to the coaching opportunity and how different things would be. Nothing really about it saying like, here's my group or anything like that. I'm just having people think about the coaching opportunity. On the right was I'm a sweet tooth girl, so this was a healthier choice. And I didn't give the recipe. I asked if they wanted the recipe. Ask people for things. Ask them to engage on your posts. So I let them know it was going to be on the blog. Do you want the recipe? And I eventually put the blog link in the comments. So here are some other jab examples. On the left, I was on the Ultimate Reset. In the middle, I was tracking my measurements, but I did not tell them my results just yet. But I let them know I was excited at how I had some changes in 2 weeks. On the right was another Ultimate Reset post. Basically, I had a lot of people saying, well, I can't meal prep. I don't have time for that. So I take what my followers are saying and I change it to a post to where I'm using the information to engage with them and answer their questions. Oh boy, hold on. I've got people texting me. So this was basically saying, okay, I know you have excuses, but guess what? We have an in a crunch meal plan on the Ultimate Reset. A lot of people don't know that. They don't know that that's an option. I didn't know that when I first started the Ultimate Reset. So just make sure that you are thinking about what your followers want to see. The one on the left, I didn't tell them how many pounds I was down, but I did a little hashtag to let them know that I was. Okay, so here is where we hit them with a hook. So these are where we make the call to action simple, easy to understand. We're asking them to engage. You want them to be crafted for a mobile device because most people are looking at social media on a handheld device these days. And they respect the feel of the social network where you're posting the content. So not all content would be shared the same on every platform. You want to think about how to change that up according to which network you're using. And here are some hook examples. On the left was at leadership. I was with my upline coach, Steph, who I hardly ever see. She's in Arizona. And on the right was a more blunt, like here it is, simple and easy. Do you want to be the next transformation? Here's how to get in touch with me. So on the left, I was talking about my thanks to Steph for bringing me into coaching. I let people know that I did not approach her. She approached me, and I was thankful that she did because I approach people now about the opportunity, and I hope that they would be thankful for that in the future because it can be such a life-changing opportunity. And so at the end, I just talked about having a 3-day group coming up. Didn't say when it was, but I let people know that it was going to be happening. On the right, it was basically saying like last call on the health bet, we're getting started. Here is my transformation. Because I think sometimes when we are the transformation already, we forget to be sharing that transformation often. We become unrelatable because all of a sudden we have the muscles and people don't think that we had anywhere to go. You know, we didn't come from anywhere. So that's been very eye-opening going through this postpartum journey for the second time around as a coach. It's been actually really fresh to be able to share that with people. So I went into my Diamond page. Our Beatnik Dynasty page has an entire private group for our Diamond and above coaches. And there's about 115 people in there. And I thought, well, if I can't get good ideas from these people, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I went in and said, hey guys, I would love for you to share with me what would be your do's and don'ts as far as building on social media and what to do. So these are some of the do's. I won't share everything, but again, you'll get the slides or you can take a screenshot or whatever you want to do. It talks about sharing your transformation, being consistent, share pictures with your face, invest in good apps, post and walk away, especially on the scary posts. So don't sit there and watch it and try to see who's liking it and who's commenting on it. Go do something else. Be strategic in breadcrumbing your posts for upcoming events, like we kind of just shared. Share your whole journey. So connect with a market other than health and fitness. 80% of your page should be you personally, and 20% would be health and fitness. This was a great one I didn't think about. Post at good times for your audience. So someone in their early 20s is going to have a different post time than someone in their 30s, 40s, and 50s because their lifestyle may be completely different. So think according to your audience. Engage with your audience. I love that one. Don't just post and then never come back to it. You want to come back and like it and comment on some things, so that's why people are there. If they're commenting constantly and not getting an engagement back, they're probably not going to continue to comment on your stuff. And here are some don'ts. We have all done these. I have done almost all of these. Don't get caught up in the likes. You know, I can share my time hop from when I started coaching and had 2 likes on something and nobody cared and I felt like nobody was watching. They are watching. Whether or not they like it or not does not mean they didn't see it. Don't get caught up in the arguments and drama. We are in a time where times are crazy. The election is coming up, and we all have some really good things to say, I'm sure, about the candidates. But just think, as far as your page being a business account, you know, if you post one side or the other very strongly, you are essentially, you might be taking away 50% of your market. So just think about what you're posting. Don't be an infomercial. We already have those. Don't think, what will they think? Instead, how is this going to help someone? I love that. Don't mimic what your upline does. We talked about that. Put your own special twist on it. Don't post your link, and this person said, like, ever. The link is for private messaging. The link is for when the person is ready to commit and they say, okay, where do I go? That's when you give the link. Don't think about the right thing. Say what you feel. Don't be scared to be you. Don't share stock photos. That's kind of like the infomercial thing. And then I just wanted to end with one of his quotes. So it says, your number one job is to tell your story to the consumer wherever they are, and preferably at the moment that they're deciding to make the purchase. So think about that. Think about always sharing your journey, always giving the jabs, so that when you come with a hook, you have created some sort of value beforehand with the jabs that allows people to engage with the actual hooks. All right. And that is